Welcome to TLC for the Soul podcast, where soul meets spirit. You have entered into sacred space. I'm your host, Tammy Lynn Chambers, and I'm here to help you shine. Now let's get going on this podcast journey. Hello, friends. Hello, and welcome to yet another episode of the podcast. This is a Friday morning adventure, Pixie Carnival. If you're a new listener or watcher, settle in. See how you enjoy what we're doing here on the podcast family. If you're a returning family member, then welcome back to the podcast. I invite you to join me at the Pixie Carnival. Before we get going with all the goodies for today, you choose your listening experience. It's all about freedom of choice. I know there's a little bit of wind happening today as well, but we're outside, we're having fun. You can choose to just sit back and listen and take it all in. See if you vibe with our tribe. You can choose to take your listening experience an octave higher as I wrap us all in love light and light love. Inviting in the guides who would like to join me for this Friday morning adventure experience. Right now it's the Pixies or Pixie Carnival. I'll share more about that in a moment. And you can choose to take your listening experience an octave higher and invite in your own power animals, angels, deities, wisdom keepers, medicine folk, whoever you journey with in this now reality, to join you around this sacred circle, to share with you any additional messages, wisdom, invitations to explore. Welcome, friends. I've been wanting to record outside for quite some time now. I do record outside Sunday mornings, but this is during the week. It's later in the day, and I got a little bit of a break in the heat. I'm sitting at one of my favorite parks, surrounded by hundreds of oak trees. Here comes the train! Oh my god, yay! Guys, we got the train. I'm so excited. They had me sit by the little track. Let it go by. I have to wave to the people on it, so hold on. Oh, there's a lot of people on it too. So cute. Alright, we should take a picture of it, but I can't take a picture and podcast at the same time. So there's a lot of people on the train. Okay, I had to wave at everybody. It's like a little baby, like a little kid train. Oh, I love it. Okay, so a couple of things before we get started. A couple of new exciting updates going on at TLC for the Soul, because I like to coffee talk it with you guys too, except I don't have coffee today. I actually have. Okay, I'm gonna ask the ants to help cooperate here. So there's a lot of ants. I actually am drinking Crazy Water number 2. The legend of Crazy Water. The waters of Mineral Wells, Texas have been making folks feel good inside and out since 1881. Maybe because of the flavor. Maybe because they just might have healed a quote-unquote crazy woman who drank from the well. Either way, you'd be crazy not to drink it. I'm telling you, it's all about the stories. Okay. So, we don't know if that's quote-unquote, I'm going to do quotes again, true or not. Just like all of the stories that we do here on the podcast, are they true? Are they not true? Do they transport you to another place of fun and excitement? We've been working with the Pleiadians this month to help transport me to more inner child, and that is now, they are here with us as well. And that is now transmuting and transforming all of my work. So I do just want to share this before we kind of just jump into other stuff, jump into our Pixie Carnival story, and then through words and pictures I'll be taking you around this really awesome place that I'm at for Friday. We won't make this too long today. There's a lot going on, but all of my wares are being transformed, so I don't talk about it a lot, and Spirit's like, hello, you have all these little things, you have to talk about them, otherwise how are people going to know that they're out there? So all of my service offerings and card offerings have been kind of been revamped. So I am pre-ordering now for Shaman's Drum and Twin Hearts card decks. You can go to the link in my bio. I feel like I'm on Instagram. The link on my show notes or whatever, and you can go take a look at all the cards. And I realized it when I was kind of putting together my page on my website that I have 6 card decks out now. 6 freaking card decks. I didn't even realize it. And I've gotten ideas already for like 3 or 4. I have 3 or 4 more already going. So quite a few card decks. They are all for sale off of my website, but what I'm getting ready to change here, I have to find a balance. So I was offering decks on my site where I was kind of creating an intimate shopping experience for you guys and making like intuitively packaged packages once you placed your order. That way I was becoming sort of the middleman between the printer or printers. I haven't decided yet how many printers I'm using, but between the printers and myself. But I feel pretty good about the experience I've had with my printers so far, although, you know, my package did get misrouted. I mean, we have to know that also happened for a reason and kind of look at it from a higher perspective. And if you don't know what I'm talking about because this is your first time here, that's a whole story. You can go back to a couple of the previous episodes and listen to the Sunday stuff, and you'll know that's where we kind of do a lot of current events. But I do want to catch everybody up with what latest events are happening here in case these are things you're interested in. So I wanted to create this intimate shopping experience and put together your packages with magical stuff and notes and all that for you guys, and then I really woke up in the middle of the night last night and I felt really stressed about it because I'm like, that is going to take me a lot of time to personally manage your orders, which I was going to do, and then wait for print orders to come in, put packages together. And because the podcast family is growing, more and more people are finding my work, I just feel like the volume of orders is going to increase. And I feel like, number one, that's really going to stress me out. And I'm totally about freedom, not being boxed in, and no stress. And the other thing was, if I take all this time to do packages, then it leaves me less time to work with you all privately in these new and fun sessions that I have already created for us. So I have to find the balance. So I will be moving all card ordering back to my online shop on, it's either going to be one of two, but the link you'll need will always be in the show notes. Either my Make Playing Cards website or the Game Crafter website, one or both. It might depend on the deck. But I'm not going to be doing that packaging. So that'll save a lot of time for anyone ordering decks. And we will start previewing when I finally receive Shaman's Drum and Twin Hearts, which hopefully will be next week. We'll be doing some videos over on YouTube and previewing the decks so that you guys can see them. But 6 decks so far, more to come. And so I want you guys to have a fun experience, but I also want you to have like a seamless experience and get your decks without me having to be the middleman. And definitely you don't want me to be stressed out, because then I won't be able to create more fun content because I'll be stressing over packages. So if you have a pending order with me, I will follow through with that order. So if you've already paid for your decks and you are waiting for them, I will definitely follow through with anything that's already been, any fun packaging and all of that. But after that, we'll be moving that back to the printer directly. So you'll get your decks faster. The trade-off is you'll get your decks faster, but you'll miss out on some of the other packaged stuff that might come with it. But that's okay. I think that's a valid trade-off because the decks in and of themselves are powerful and fun, and I think you'll just be really excited to get them in your hands as soon as you can. So what that also does is it frees me up to offer these new service offerings. So I just want to quickly share what they are, because I don't talk about them very much, and I will be bringing them the what is it, abridged, like the shorter version, into more of our episodes, just so you're aware, because there will be like monthly specials and different things there. But I'm breaking my services down into 2 different hierarchies now. So it'll be I hope it'll be easy, but it'll be more fun for you and fun for me, because right now it's like the healing services are there, but I just feel like the services themselves are kind of a little boring. And I don't want to be bored doing your healing work. I want us to have fun like we do here on the podcast. So I've created these services to mirror the fun stuff we do here. So I'll have one of 2. Well, I'll have 2. It's the Healing is Fun series. So you'll choose your adventure and you'll choose your size. There'll be a Pleiadian pick-me-up. So these are all healings with all the same healing modalities, tons and tons of healing modalities and experiences that I have to work with you on, but we'll be doing it via some different kind of fun ways of taking you into the healing work through an adventure and through fun, versus it being like so heavy sometimes. So you'll choose your adventure, you'll choose your size. There'll be 30, 60, and 90-minute sessions. Right now we have Pleiadian Pick-Me-Up, Shaman's Drum, Divine Masculine SOS, Sisters for the Sword, and Hathor's House. And on my website, I have not updated this yet, but I will put a little description of how we get into each of those healing sessions and what that means for you. These are all recorded audio sessions, or if you want to upscale, so think of you going like to the fast food restaurant, they're like, do you want to upsize your order? Then you can choose a video experience, but I would recommend just the audio experience. Like, I don't know if you necessarily have to see me, but if it's card draws and stuff, then you may want the video experience. So we'll just see. We'll put an option out there for those of you that want that. The other series is Become the Story series. This is also where you'll choose your experience. So this is like a card reading / energy story in one. So this is the stuff that we do a lot on many of our episodes. But in this case, it'll be private and personal to you. So we'll we'll channel an energy story for you around some different experiences. So you can either go in via Pirate's Cove, Brighty Isle, you can go in as a bringer of the light, or you can go in through Thunder Rose Forest. There may be others as well, but those will be the backdrops for your energy story based on which one you choose. This will be a 30-minute session, and it's all channeled, so it will include all the metaphors, all the healing, whatever's coming up for you now. It'll be just like getting a card reading, but it'll be done via energy story that will be sent to you as an audio recorded session and a PDF, so you have your story, so you can like look at that at any time, because we might do something fun in the future with energy stories. So that is also a choose your experience. That's a 30-minute experience, and then if you want to add healing to that, you can choose from any of the Healing is Fun packages that I just described. So I'm really excited to bring all those to you. The website is not updated yet, so if you're interested in any of those packages, you can email me at the show email that's in the show notes. At the very bottom of the show notes is my email address, and you can email me if you want to purchase any of those, if you're interested in diving into any of that now. If you're questioning because the website is not updated, choose your adventure, choose your size. Healing is Fun series. The 30-minute package right now is $125. The 60-minute is $247, and the 90-minute is $369. $369. And you'll notice if you put those numbers on top of each other, 1, 2, 3. They're just, I don't know, the guides did that. So there's something there. And then if you want to just do the Become the Story series, a 30-minute energy story along with me helping break down the metaphors for you and what all of that is about, is $65. And then if you want to add healing, add in any of those 30, 60, or 90 session prices that I mentioned. So I did want to put that out there. I don't think many people are aware of it. And I think as healers sometimes we are thinking that we have to be shy about what we do, but I'm here to help. I'm here to serve. I do so with integrity. I do so with love. And I do so with fun, or else I wouldn't want to do it because it wouldn't be fun for me. So that's what I'm here for. And I'm also here to run a business. I'm here to make a living, and I'm here rise above and, you know, take my personal abundance experience as high as I can make it, which means I have a lot of goals and dreams with my life that I want to accomplish. So it is a fair and balanced energy exchange. I serve you. Your prosperity that you share with me serves me. And then it all is a beautiful, beautiful loop back and forth, just like the Two of Pentacles in the tarot. So, if you're ever questioning anything, if there's ever anything you're interested, you don't see it somewhere, just feel free to email the show. But don't email the show and just say hi, because I have gotten a lot of those and I don't respond to those, just so you know. Like, people send like, hi, or how are you, friend, or whatever. Like, if you have a purpose in emailing me, then you need to state your purpose in your email and not just be stalking my social media or my email account. So enough said there. All right, so we are at the park, we are having fun, and in the spirit of fun, I'm going to bring in a energy story that I started a while back, and all these stories are sitting out there, and it's like, okay, can we just do something with them? They don't all necessarily have to be books. So this is a series called Pixie Carnival, and I'm writing it around the different personas of carnival people, which really interested me ever since I saw, well, carnivals are always fun, right? Fun, they can be scary. The scary side of the carnival adventure is, I would have to say for me, is the movie, it's really old, like 1930 something, Freaks. Every Halloween I have to watch Freaks, and my son is like, play the kids. I want you to hear the kids. My son is like, Mom, Freaks is not scary. It's just a bunch of carnival people. He doesn't think it's scary. I'm like, yes, it's scary. She turns, I don't want to tell you what happens at the end, but if you haven't seen Freaks, then you need to. It's worth a watch at least one time. I really think it is so clever. I like stuff that's clever. So in the love of cleverness and the love of the nature elementals, I've written Pixie Carnival, and we're starting out with Cotton Candy Girl. I'm going to read this as an ASMR story. I'm not going to jump too much into metaphors and meanings. I just want this to be a fun story for you to enjoy today as you hear the sounds of the park and the train and the kids and stuff around me. Invite the Pleiadians into your day, because what happens is these go with you throughout your day, right? So it will help you, like, in your day, just kind of pick you up, make you feel better, definitely rejuvenate your inner child, which is another thing that I'm all working for with the Pleiadians as the inner child rejuvenator. That may come up somewhere as well. So let's get into Cotton Candy Girl, the carnivals in town. As soon as I find my story. All right. Just because young Bambi was not 21 years old didn't mean she couldn't work at the carnival, she thought, tugging on her old wool coat and heading out towards the clearing by the woods. If she was going to make any kind of life for herself, she was going to have to get out of this halfway house for wayward girls. She was almost 18 and wasn't going to let age stop her. Bambi had seen the advertisement for the upcoming engagement of the Pixie Carnival. Arriving in town just today, she had watched the brightly colored caravans pass by the old house where the girls' school was in session. All the girls had pushed poor Mrs. McIntyre aside to look out the classroom window as the caravans, carts, and trailers passed by, pulled by colorful horses and oxen. It wasn't every day a traveling carnival came to town, and if ever the small town of Waterfield in the English countryside needed some livening up, the carnival would be in town for the week. Plenty of time for townsfolk to come see what the small traveling circus had to offer. For this was no ordinary carnival, but that would remain a small mystery until the members of the carnival crew had time to unpack and set up, and then they would see what all the magic was about. Bambi ran straight from the school towards the outer fields of town, pulling her long brown hair into a tight bun. It made her look older. And clasping the advertisement in her hand, she vowed that come the end of the week, be traveling out of town with the carnival and away from Mrs. McIntyre and the McIntyre School for Wayward Girls. Okay, let's take a deep breath. Take a drink of crazy water. Oh my God, it's so mineral filled. It's like even salty tasting. Chapter 2. Okay, ants, I said leave me alone. Hold on, I have to displace an ant. Go over there. Thank you. Oh, your food smells so delicious. Chapter 2, Carnival Capers. So this whole morning adventure started because I wanted breakfast tacos before we go into Carnival Capers. So I left the house and I was like, I'm gonna go get tacos at this really cool place that I love that has amazing tacos. They're super cheap. I was like, get a whole bunch of food for super cheap, and I brought it to the park, eating my breakfast tacos, which is a South Texas thing, and watching all of these kids go by. There's tons of must be a daycare or something here, because there are tons of kids all with the same shirts walking through this park. I haven't seen any less than 30 kids go by with different people leading them. They must know a little day trip. Okay, sorry. Chapter 2, Carnival Capers. Bambi arrived just as the tilt-a-whirl was being set up. The strange carnies were pulling ropes and tugging wires and pulling the cart that held the machine that would power the ride. But Bambi couldn't quite make out their faces. These carnival workers seemed like they were so small. How could they be setting up this huge ride? Bambi wiped her eyes with the back of her hand, trying to focus in on all the goings-on. Excuse me, she said shyly, as she stopped a young woman with a light brown beard. I'm looking for a job. Who can I speak to about that? The bearded girl, Shauna, pointed towards a dark brown caravan with drawings of fairies and gnomes on it. That would be Madrigal, Shauna said. But he isn't there right now, she said. He's gone into the forest for the animals, she said nonchalantly. Want to look around? Shauna said, feeling an affinity for the obviously younger than she appeared Bambi. Would I ever, Bambi said, shielding the sun from her eyes to try to see the small Ferris wheel being guided off the back of a caravan that was pulled by two strange-looking horses. Come with me, Shauna said, taking Bambi by the hand. And try to have an open mind, she said, feeling the strength and power coming from Bambi's energy. Okay, Bambi said, already feeling a little uncertain about what she was seeing. And she was already talking to a bearded girl. What else could possibly be stranger than that, she thought. Shauna led the girl around by the hand, showing her the tents that would go up soon. She stopped at a caravan that said Lila the Lucky on the outside. This is Lila's tent, Shauna said. Come on, I think you should meet her, Shauna said, knocking on the door to Lila's caravan. The door opened, and a young woman opened it wearing a tutu and leotard. She was holding a pink monkey in her hand and a glass of wine in the other. Hi, Shauna, Lila said, letting the monkey down to explore its surroundings. Who's this? She said, looking at Bambi. She's looking for a job, Shauna said, but Madrigal has gone out into the forest, so I was showing her around, she said. Oh, we have a job for you, Lila said. We need help with the cotton candy caravan. Can you spin colored sugar? She winked at the younger Bambi. I'm not sure, Bambi said, faltering. I don't get much experience in the kitchen where I live. She said, thinking about the boring kitchen staff at the girls' school. They never allowed anyone in the kitchen. Well, tell you what, Lila said. You make me an amazing cotton candy swirl treat, and you're hired, she said, smiling as the monkey jumped back into her arms. If Swarma here eats the treat, then you're doubly hired, she said with a lilting laugh. The three girls walked together towards the caravan with the huge cotton candy treat painted on the side. Hey, Dugan, Lila said. We need to use the cotton candy machine, she said as the most beautiful boy that Bambi had ever seen looked up to catch her gaze. Well, what do we have here? Dugan said, feeling a pang in his chest at the sight of such a beautiful human girl. She's going to be our new cotton candy girl, Lila said. I'm sure of it. And as Dugan reached into the caravan to pull down the cotton candy machine, a small token of affection that he carried in his heart for humans brightened up at the thought of Bambi. He set up the machine and gave Bambi the ingredients to make a double blue swirled treat. But before Bambi could get started, she was stopped by a huge crash coming from outside the tilt-a-whirl. The whole machine had come tumbling down, and the always something with that bunch, Dugan said. Please excuse me, but I must attend to these gnomes. They'll tear the whole place down if we don't help them settle their dispute. He half laughed, knowing that it could be true if he let the disagreement continue unchecked. Bambi put down the blue tint and watched as the boy headed across the field and out of her sight. She never wanted to not see him again, she thought, as she renewed her attention to candy making. She produced a towering swirl of blue and turquoise cotton candy. Lila pulled a piece of the warm treat and placed the soft cloud in her mouth. She passed another warm cloud to Swarma, and the pink monkey gobbled it down and raised his hand up for another bite. You're hired, Lila said, patting Bambi on the arm. We'll see you tomorrow unless... She trailed off. Can I start right now? Bambi said. I just need to pack and I can be back here in a few hours, she said, excitement filling her. She wanted to see Dugan again. Well, sure, Lila said. You'll be back in time for the blessing of the animals, she said. You're going to love it here, Shauna said, hugging Bambi tightly. We're going to be such good friends. And at that, a large ball of smoke went up from around the tilt-a-whirl, and machine parts went flying along with various absurd obscenities. Welcome home, Shauna said, as she moved towards the Discord. Dun dun! The end. All right, so in the spirit of the Pixie Carnival and the Discord at the Tilt-A-Whirl, I am going to go play on these musical instruments. So I'm going to take you all on just a little tour of this fun part of the park, and that will be the show for today. So again, if you have anything you're interested in, be it cards or services, or you do want to join the, I don't know what the inner circle is. Why are you guys saying inner circle? You want to join my inner circle? I don't know what that means. Maybe that's something to come. Then be thinking about that. And I bid you all a fond farewell and a beautiful day. Everybody wave at the train. See you next podcast episode. Bye. This episode has been brought to you by Mugwort Mavens. You know who you are. All those not so normal people out there who just are a little bit more magical than some of our other worldly folks. Mugwort Mavens is here to support you with whatever your magical needs are, be it a sprig of mugwort, a mandrake root, or a blessed belladonna flower. Come to Mugwort Mavens for your magical needs.